Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Apologize for the weird angle here. I am not in my normal place. I'm not home actually. I'm taking care of a couple dogs this week, so I'm sitting at their place. You would have seen Sophie in a recent thumbnail called Making Sales Effortlessly or something like that. She is a very large lap dog. Anyway, here we go. These are the sales from May 19th to May 25th. We had a pretty good week this week. We sold $922, well, $921.93, but a very high profit margin because I sold some video game stuff that was out of my own personal collection that I'm counting as a zero buy cost, and then just, a few other really good sales. So we did sell 46 items this week, so that's about 6.5 items per day average, which is great. It's definitely seeming like volume's picking up, but it's not overwhelming by any means. I actually only put in 6.5 hours of work, of reselling work during this week. So, if we go by that, I made $92.76 net profit per hour because it was over $600 worth of net profit. So, yeah, obviously, as you scale up and, if you're not selling things out of your own personal collection, then clearly, margins are going to go down and things like that. And time spent doing this is going to go up. But this is why we like to do batch processing of inventory. We'll go out, we'll source, we'll get 30 to 50 to 75 if we can, pieces of clothing or whatever, which is mostly what we sell. Process it all and just plan out drops on a piece of paper that I take a picture of, for the next couple of weeks or so. So that's what we've been doing, which means that some weeks have a lot of hours worked and then other weeks is basically just packing orders and stuff, and then a little bit of daily listing. So anyway, $921.93 in net sales, or in sales rather, for $601.08 in net profit. So a 65.2% margin. Let's go ahead and see what's sold. First up, we got this Free People lightweight kind of teal square neck top. Paid $633 for this. It sold on eBay for $22.99 plus shipping, and a net of $12.47 for that. This new sealed Fear 3 for PS3 video game. This came from a bundle deal. I picked up a bunch of sealed games a few months ago from a guy. It averaged out for $10.64 a piece. So that's what my cost of goods is. It sold for $29.99. So not huge profits on this one, just $11.79, but I definitely made a lot of money on that bundle. Now we get these new with tags. Lane Bryant, these are the Lena trouser. Paid $7.88 for these. They sold for $24.99 on eBay, and that is a $12.94 profit. This Patagonia blue and white textured, it had like this, I don't know, it just felt almost like a popcorn knit, but it wasn't. But this textured button-up shirt, I paid $6.33 for this, sold on eBay for $22. I did cover the letter mail shipping on that, so I made about $8 in profit. Now we get a 4-piece bundle going out. A couple of old items in this bundle. In any case, there's this JGL button-up cardigan, this LL Bean white drawstring pants, a Knox Rose blue floral tank, and an LL Bean Columbia jacket. So this was a vintage kind of crossover jacket from what I think was the 90s. In any case, this sold on Poshmark. My total cost of goods on these 4 items was $22.55. Sold the bundle for $50. Again, I've had some of this stuff for a very long time, so I wanted it to go, meaning my profit margin was just $17.45, or my profit was $17.45. My profit margin was 35%. I'm still happy with that on a bundle of 5. All right, we got Punch Out for NES, the original Nintendo, and this was a $0 buy cost because I purchased this with Poshmark credits that I won from the Love It or List It challenge, and then I sold it for $24.99 on eBay, and that's a $19.36 profit. This Great Courses lot of 5 DVDs and books. This was like various history books. So these came from a box. If you remember, I picked these up at my local post office, actually. I paid $20 for the box, and there was like 58 or 60 of them in there. So my total buy cost on these 5 was only about $1.70, and they sold for $60 plus shipping. I did underestimate the weight just a little bit when I made this listing, so I did have to cover an extra about $6 on shipping because it took it from tracked packet to expedited parcel to the U.S. In any case, almost $40 in net profit on that, $38.95. This J. Jill Blue Performance hoodie, paid $7.48 for this. It sold for $20 on eBay, so that's a $9.09 profit. Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 for the NES. So I packed these up as a trilogy, and again, these are zero buy costs because they came from that Poshmark bundle. Sold them for $50 plus shipping, so that's a $42.92 profit after fees. This Torrid, I've got it written in here, black and white henna short dress. Turns out it was kind of a dark green. In any case, that sold on Poshmark for $31. I paid $8.91, so that's a $15.89 profit. And then the same buyer actually purchased another dress separately on a separate order. Didn't bundle, but it was like this Torrid yellow floral dress. Same numbers on that one. And now a two-piece bundle on Poshmark. We got this new without tags, Torrid sleepwear, kind of leopard print top. Paid $5.46 for that one. And then this new with tags Lane Bryant floral top. Again, paid $5.46 for that. So total buy cost was $10.92. Sold the bundle for $36. And that is $17.88 in profit. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly for GameCube. This is coming out of my own personal collection. This is a Facebook Marketplace deal. I sold it for $15 cash, so that's all profit. These And One men's basketball shorts. This was a little bit of an older listing, and I had the shipping amount just in there as a flat rate instead of calculated. So I paid $6.33 for these, and I sold them for $11. I took an offer knowing that I had. I realized what had happened. Like I looked at the listing, to make sure I should take that offer, or why was I getting such a low offer? And I realized I had overestimated on the shipping. So I took the lower offer to compensate for that. So the buyer actually paid $14.99 shipping. It only cost me $8. So that's why I took the low offer like that and made $9.61. All right, this lot of 8 Nintendo, like this NES games, this 8 kind of cheaper games. I had these listed for $65, I think. I think the price charting value had them somewhere around $75, $80, somewhere in that range. But they were no buy cost to me. They came from that same Poshmark bundle that I just paid for out of my credits. So $55 I sold them for, plus shipping, and that's a $44.42 profit. These J. Jill Wherever black pants, paid $7.88. They sold on eBay for $18 plus shipping. That's a $7.05 profit. And now another pair of J. Jill pants. These are some gray stretchy pants in a 12 petite. Same deal, paid $7.88 for them. They sold for $17, and that is a $6.20 profit. So not huge profit on those couple of J. Jill pants, but J. Jill pants don't typically sell as fast for me or as abundant for me. And those 12 petites I realized I wasn't going to get big money for those because typically J. Jill's a brand you want to be selling in larger sizes. All right, this Fujifilm Instax Mini, I think this was the Instax Mini 8 black camera. So this was Jamie's. I think I had gotten this for her for Christmas a few years back, and she no longer uses it, so we put it up on eBay. I think we had it listed for about $40, seems to be what they were going for pre-owned. Someone sent an offer for $30, sure. And I was able to save a couple of dollars by shipping with UPS instead of Canada Post. So we made actually about our full $30 on that one. So that's good. All right. Sold a couple of GameCube games. This is Mega Man Anniversary Collection and Spyro New Beginning. So I sold these for $50, and I covered the letter mail to ship them out to a guy who last week or the week before bought a couple of other games for me. Or from me rather. So these came to my own personal collection. So after I paid the $5.50 or whatever it was to send these letter mail, I profited $44 and change. And now another guy who's bought from me recently, he bought some N64 games. He messaged me again and said, hey, I got about $35 to work with, and I was kind of interested in these few games. We weren't able to get him the one that he wanted. up front because that one, was a little bit of a pricier game, but I still cut him a good deal. So he got Automobili Lamborghini racing game. He got Toy Story 2, WWF Warzone wrestling game, and then I threw in All-Star Baseball. I was like, look, man, you get those three for $35, and I'll throw in one of these cheap sports games that, is whatever. I mean, they're not worth a whole lot. So I threw in a baseball game for him, $35. That's all profit because that came into my own personal collection. And so these Torrid crop denim jeggings in a light blue, paid $7.88 for these. These sold on eBay for $21.99 plus ship, so made $10.31 there. This was a good one, the Cineplex popcorn tin. So this is for the Godzilla vs. Kong new movie, the New Empire, I think it's called. So we found these, there was a Godzilla one, a Kong, and Scar King, I think is the other one. In any case, we paid $9.20 each for them after taxes. Sold this one for $35 plus shipping, so profit of $19.15. So that pretty much pays for two of them, with two more to that makes back the cost of goods and then a profit of 19. So they're all paid for now. So the other two are going to be pure profit. All right, sold this NES Zapper gun for, Duck Hunt and games like that. Again, this came as part of that Poshmark bundle that I used my credits for. So I sold this for $15. Sold it to somebody here in Nova Scotia through Facebook Marketplace. So I was mailing it to them. Unfortunately, it does cost like $20 to mail this. So, because it has to go parcel rate. So $15, they paid $20 for shipping. I did end up having to put it in a small flat rate box. That was the best option. So I covered $3 on the shipping, but I still made $12.01 in profit. So we've got Bart versus the Space Mutants for NES, another game out of that Poshmark deal. So I sold this for $13. The buyer has still not paid. We are on the fourth day afterwards, so there's a chance I've made $9.50 in profit on this game. There's a chance it gets deleted off the list and changes the numbers very slightly for the week. I've reached out to them a couple of times, and they're pretty much ghosting me at this point. So, crappy buyers sometimes, but we'll see what happens. It's not a big sale. All right. This Kurt Schilling Red Sox kind of button up. It's like a jersey shirt, basically. It's not like super jersey material or whatever, but in any case, paid $5.46 for this one. It sold for $21. I am covering the letter mail shipping on that one. I'm only making about $6, but I've had that one for a while, so I'm happy with that. This ModCloth blue and white plaid top with a little bit of a front tie. This one wasted no time in selling. I paid $6.33 for it. Sold on eBay for $27.99 plus shipping, so that's a $16.64 profit. This Patagonia blue and pink plaid flannel shirt. This was also a quick sale. Paid $6.33. It sold for $29 on Poshmark. I did have discounted shipping in there on that one because it was an offer to likers. $14.04 profit. Very quick sale. Next day, possibly the same night as listing. This was a Sting the Wrestler last match wrestling tee from Greensboro, North Carolina, just earlier here in 2024. This was a new shirt. Definitely hadn't been worn, or if it had been, it was once. And I paid $5.46 for it. Sold it for $34.99. That's a $21.89 profit. These Cole Haan leather loafers, I've had these forever and a day. I would have paid $2 for these at a yard sale. Took an offer of $14 plus shipping, so I actually made $9.58, but wow, probably wouldn't pick those up again. This Super Mario tee in a men's 2XL. So this was kind of cool, a little bit of a retro style, but it had Mario and Luigi and then Wario and Waluigi as well. So I paid $5.46, and it was never going to be big money, but I sold it for $16 on Poshmark. So after the $3.95 flat fee, I made $6.59, and I'm perfectly happy selling something, video game related, Mario related or whatever, and earning about $7. All right. And then to round off this week, we got a few items going out too. So there's a guy on my softball team that messaged me. He's like, hey, I was looking for some PlayStation stuff, maybe some Guitar Hero stuff, and I noticed you got all these other ads up on Facebook. Do you have any Guitar Hero stuff that you'd be willing to part with? And so I got rid of Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, Rocks the 80s, and Aerosmith, and a guitar, and a couple of memory cards to him, all for PS2. And, you know, I mean, realistically, I'm just probably never going to play them. I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero, but I was like, you know what, fine, I'll let it go. And because condition, like some of the games definitely had scratches and stuff, the guitar had like the whammy bar was pretty loose. I wasn't trying to make big money. I'm happy to see him, you know, get these things. So I just charged him $60 for the bundle. It's probably worth more like $100, but that's okay. $60 cash. But I did ask him, I did let him like take everything home, test everything out, you know, obviously the games with the scratches and stuff. I mean, just make sure everything works, and just bring the cash next time we play ball or something, or if there's any issues, let me know. So that was it. Again, pretty good sales week. A lot of that video game related, a lot of that stuff zero buy cost because they either came out of my own personal collection or was part of that Poshmark bundle that I won the $500 grand prize for Love It or List It. Can't cash it out, so you got to buy something on the platform. And so that's what I did. All right, $922 sold, $601 in profit, a 65.2% margin, $92.76 per hour net profit earned this week, and cannot complain about that. So we will see you in the next video, guys. Peace.